So we're kicking things off with this SD card MP3 player thing. You'll need a 3.7 volt battery to power it up. You can go with different types of batteries, but I had this AA shaped battery laying around and I popped it into a holder for convenience. Obviously, you need an SD card because our MP3 player only has one slot. For the button, I used a variant that can be reset quickly, like it has a push function or hold function. Using a breadboard is optional, but it definitely makes things easier because you can avoid the hassle of soldering. As for sound, you can use pretty much anything that produces noise. I went with some toy speaker and connected everything with wires. I even drew a little demo to make things clearer because I often find myself scratching my head at YouTube tutorials. There's always that one thing that I can't grasp. Feel free to ask questions in the comments too. I also try to make this creation even more worthless by adding Type-C fast charging. It will probably hold the charge for years, but why did I did it? Honestly, I have no idea. Now for the fun part. After placing the module onto the breadboard, I soldered the speaker wires and connected them to the device. Soldering can be tricky due to wire oxidation, but a bit of flux can help. Place the first wire in the first slot and the second one in the third. The exact holes don't matter as long as they align with the module pin. For the power source, remember, black wire is negative and red is positive. Using a multimeter to double check won't hurt. The negative wire goes into the second hole and the positive into the last hole. Soldering the bottom wires was a challenge due to their shape, but a hanger clip came in handy and made it so much easier. Insert the wires into the second and fourth holes on the other side. Your SD card can be up to 32 GB and should be formatted in either FAT32 or FAT16. And I should say, your audio file should be either in MP3 or WMV format. It's important. Now let's test it. And of course, it doesn't work. Classic. After a lot of tinkering, I found the issue. A bent pin on the button was the problem. But then the speaker blew out. Fun. So I used my handy dandy spare speaker. The main part is done. Now it's time for some creative thinking to build the bottom base. Do whatever you want. I didn't have a 3D printer, so I used whatever I could find in my home. The process should be pretty self-explanatory. I will try to find links to purchase everything you saw in this video. And please be careful, soldering can be dangerous. If you prefer, you can just wrap the cable around the connection port instead of soldering. And that red thing, it was a half-cut plastic red ball.